You are watching the Fayetteville Government Channel. Up next, full coverage of the latest meeting of the Fayetteville Council of Neighborhoods. The Council of Neighborhoods is composed of citizen volunteers and meets on the last Thursday of each month. The Council of Neighborhoods provides a forum for neighborhood associations to share information, concerns, and ideas, and provides a mechanism to communicate with elected officials and governmental agencies. And now, the Fayetteville Council of Neighborhoods.
Hi, welcome to the Thursday, May 31st meeting of the Fayetteville Council of Neighborhoods. We're having an informational meeting tonight. Usually the first meeting in the summer after school's out is pretty sparse attendance, so we have a few things to present tonight. Ms. McQuaid's going to do something about some services, resources, and communication tools that are available here, and we also have a lady from SWEPCO, Ms. Kelly Harmon. So would you like to begin with your presentation?
Certainly. Thank you for letting me come visit with you guys. Before I tell you one of the main reasons why I'm here, let me tell you a little bit about SWEPCO's Grid Smart initiative. SWEPCO, a couple of years ago, was instructed by the Arkansas Public Service Commission that they needed to begin giving back to their ratepayers, and they were to do this in the form of rebates. So if you look at the Grid Smart initiative, SWEPCO has done two different forms of rebate tables. We've got a commercial program, and we've got a residential program. So the commercial program is set up for SWEPCO's commercial ratepayers, and this could be the commercial and industrial customers. So you're looking at the big industries, the big customers like being on camera is just totally throwing me off.
Oh.
That's okay.
Pinnacle Foods.
Pinnacle Foods, thank you. That's a great example. Pinnacle Foods. You're looking at restaurants. You're looking at schools. Some of the government industry, some of the government ratepayers. Those are the ones that can take advantage of our commercial program. So, but the one that I'm here to represent and to speak to you guys about would be our residential rebate programs. That would be, and actually it's kind of divided into two buckets. And so we have the two residential programs include our direct install program, and any residential customer who is going to be doing improvements on an existing home. We don't do new builds, we just do existing homes. If you're going to do things like new windows, insulation, new air conditioning units, SWEPCO customers can actually get incentives for doing those types of improvements on their homes. So it doesn't cost anything to be a part of the program. Just because you're a SWEPCO customer, you could take advantage of these rebates. We have an existing network of contractors, and so all you have to do is work with that contractor, fill out a little bit of paperwork, and depending on the different measures that you install, you would take advantage of these rebates that SWEPCO has to offer. The other, I guess, bucket you could say is our appliance program. And if you install a Energy Star appliance in your home, clothes washer, refrigerator, or window air conditioning unit, you can also get money back. This comes in the form of a check. It doesn't come off your electric bill, so you can use it for anything that you want. And so this is another way that SWEPCO customers can take advantage of this program.
That's great for some of us that live in old houses where you can't,
absolutely.
You can't put a central air
right
system.
Exactly. So those window ACs, you can take advantage of up to 2.
Wow. And
those rebates up to from $20 to $55 depending on the BTUs on the unit that you purchase.
Right.
You can purchase it anywhere. Just fill out the form, just attach the receipt, mail it in, and get a check back.
You can shop for it and get the best price.
Yes, sir.
Before you get the rebate.
Yes, sir. So it's a great. So all you have to do is be a SWEPCO customer. So it's a great way. So anyway, it doesn't cost anything to be a part of the program. The reason that we're reaching out to this is a part of our community ally network that we're trying to establish, is we feel like there are different ally networks in the community, trade organizations, networks like the Council of Neighborhoods, where you have people that you network with that we could possibly be of resource to them. you could be a resource to us because you can help share the message about this program. We've got a lot of money that we're trying to basically give away. And so we would like to be able to work with you and help you, get you to share the message. If you have meetings like this where we can come and share our message, then we would like to be able to work with you guys. We have booths that we can set up, we do newsletters, we do different marketing and outreach type programs. And we would like to be able to network and share the information. We have engineers on staff that can come and speak and talk about energy efficiency, basically any kind of customized support that would help basically share the neighborhood information to the different neighborhoods.
So say again, refrigerator?
For the appliance program, refrigerators, clothes washers, and window ACs. And then for the direct install program, there's a variety of different programs or different measures.
So that means direct install that purchase from the company or?
Work with the contractor.
Okay.
And that would be?
You guys.
Yeah, there are different contractors that we have set up, and you can go out to our website. It's www.sweatcogridsmart.com. And they can go out and look and see what measures, what the contractors you want to work with, and then what measures they want to install, like windows, insulation, window air conditioning units, all the different things like that.
This would possibly be a good resource for some of our neighborhoods that are planning their annual meetings. I know University Heights has a big annual get-together, and if they want to provide some sort of useful information to their neighborhood members, then this is the potential to do that. And then we can also send out, because this is just information, it's a resource, we can send it out on neighborhood listservs.
That's terrific. I'm looking at this pen you gave us.
Right.
In fact, I took it apart.
Are you an engineer? Do you like to take things apart and put it back together?
Every time you click it, another tip shows up through the little slot. Set your water heater at 120 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh,
Well,
cool.
I didn't get one of those.
Sure you did. Sure you did. Look right there.
Take
Right
short
Oh,
showers.
there it is. Oh,
Here you go. I'll read. Take short showers, not baths.
it's very good. Yeah. And a good smart.
You can use it for chip clips.
Is that a magnet?
It doesn't have, it's not magnetized, but you can put it on dog
Makes
food. You can
noise.
put it on shit that makes noise.
Wash only.
Put it on the
food
dog
dishes.
food or your chips.
Chips, or he was going to put it on a book.
Yeah, that's what I use them for.
So Kelly, what are some other ways that we could possibly help share this information? Because you are just trying to provide information
Right.
to SWEPCO customers in the community
Yes.
about these rebates. You're not trying to sell anything.
Not going to sell anything. Right.
It's just providing them the potential of getting some money back.
Exactly. So, you know, if we can come, we're certainly open to coming and making presentations.
Mhm.
If there's anybody that, if you're having meetings and we can make a presentation in a meeting, information in a newsletter, we're certainly open to helping provide that information for newsletters. We have a booth that we set up. It's got a table, pretty tablecloth with like pamphlets and flyers that we can set up, and we can actually come and stand there and talk to people if they're interested. And so we can do that to help you out. If there's like neighborhood fairs or community events going on, we're available to do that.
Okay, and who should they contact? Should they contact you or?
I would be the one that would be most available to do. I'm responsible for the community outreach.
Okay.
So.
And I will make sure that Fru will include your contact information on the video.
Okay.
So people can contact you.
One thing you might comment on for us a little bit is a lot of people hear this sort of thing and they think, well, the company would want us to use more fuel and waste electricity even for the profit's sake. Now, what's the reality of that from a corporate standpoint when they're serving this many people?
That's not the case at all. SWEPCO is very, very committed to energy efficiency and to helping their customers save energy
and
be efficient.
It protects the system, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
You never overload it with
Absolutely.
waste.
Absolutely. SWEPCO wants their customers to be energy conscious and energy efficient.
Do you know anything about the possibility of this state becoming a state that allows or even requires power companies to that people who have solar or wind power or something to put back to the grid. Right now people can use it, but they can't sell it back or trade it in for the future use or whatever.
Not at this time, I'm not aware.
That's something that would really encourage a lot of people
Sure.
to use less off
Right.
the grid and
Right.
supply the grid some at certain times.
But this is a good first step.
It
Trying
really
to
is.
encourage energy efficiency.
Right.
How long will this program be active?
Well, the program runs through 2013.
Good.
So we've got lots of money that we're still trying to give away. So
What about people that have just recently bought something? Do they have to sign up for this before they've, like, especially the direct install? Do they have to? What if they just happen to work with one of those contractors on your list?
if they're working with an existing contractor, then the contractor hopefully should have told them
Okay.
about the program. With our appliances, they have 60 days from the date of purchase
Okay.
to send in the receipt.
Okay.
So if it's been in the last 60 days, I would encourage them to go ahead and hurry up and get it sent in, and they can still qualify.
Okay.
So in the rebate, let's talk about those wind air conditioners.
Sure.
for a moment.
Sure.
It's that time of year.
Yes, sir, it is.
I think one of them quit working when I tried it the other day.
Oh.
So it would be how much rebate on would it depend on the size?
It depends on the size.
And they have to be Energy Star.
has to be
Energy
Energy
Star.
Star. All the appliances have to be Energy
Right.
Star.
Could you go into just a brief description of what
What Energy Star?
what that means?
Energy Star is it's a certification. It's a certification, but Energy Star is from the U.S. government, and it has to be Energy Star qualified. So that means that it's extremely energy efficient. And so anything that's Energy Star certified will have that little Energy Star logo on the appliance. And whenever you're searching for an Energy Star appliance, you need to make sure that it's on there, because there are some appliances that are not Energy Star certified.
Yeah,
Qualified.
I noticed that when I bought a refrigerator a couple of years ago. To get some Energy Star, I had to step up a little bit.
Right.
Paid a little more, but
Right.
theoretically I'm getting it back by saving.
Sure, absolutely. You most definitely will.
And
So, but as far as the range on those window air conditioning units, there's anywhere between $20 and $55.
see, that's automatically an incentive to not be quite as high.
Yes, most definitely. But if you have more people who would like to know the specifics, you can go out to our website. It's www.swepcogridsmart.com.
Grid smart.
And that you actually go to Google and do a Google search, and it'll pull that up. And if you look on there, you can drill down, and it's got the actual range on there for you.
That's true.
That's great.
So,
Any other thing else we want to ask her? Well, think of something tomorrow
Please do.
when we're talking.
That's okay.
Why didn't we ask her this?
we would love to have you guys help us out. Like I said, if we can, we have it's an ally agreement in here. I think it's the second page, an ally partnership agreement. That's something that if it's not a requirement to sign, but we're just asking people to kind of, it's a handshake, kind of makes the handshake official. It's a document. I don't know if your organizations are actually official organizations, but if you know of anybody that you think would be a good ally partner that's an official organization that would be willing to sign, we'd certainly, these are people that sign the document. We can actually put them on our website as official allies. So if that's something that y'all are interested in doing, if your neighborhood is an official organization and you want to sign the document, then we can put you on our website and send
And
it
you would come, say, to a neighborhood church where we have a neighborhood
Sure.
meeting with maybe 50 people.
Absolutely.
This might be a good suggestion for maybe a future Ward 4 meeting.
Ward 4 meeting would be a good one to go to.
Because
Sure.
there's a lot of older homes in Ward 4.
And are they typically SWEPCO homes?
Oh, yeah.
Some
Okay.
of,
Oh,
Some of them are.
I don't think all, but I think
Okay.
it's a good portion of them are.
well, maybe down, it's 80% of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
in Ward
Sure.
4.
Is the city I've always thought of it as the western side is not SWEPCO, and the east.
And that's kind of, that's pretty close. The SWEPCO territory seems to kind of follow the old 71 corridor. That's pretty.
Everything east of it.
Yeah, kind of. It's
So
not.
Ward
It's
4
not.
might be not
Shifted
not
it
so
around.
prevalently SWEPCO.
If you
Parts of it.
If you would like to send me a few addresses, if you would like to reach out to me via email and send me a few addresses, I have the ability to look them up,
Find out.
and I can look them up and tell you,
Okay.
just at random. Yes, that
And
address
is
is
Farmington
SWEPCO.
outside? in
Some
each-
of it
Yeah,
is.
Farmington,
Mhm.
Farmington.
Quite a bit of Farmington is SWEPCO.
Excuse me.
Okay. So, anything else I can?
Very good. Well,
so
it's-
anyway,
Thank you so much.
I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And in fact, if you have any other questions or anything, you've got. my
And I've got the
information.
packet, so if anybody wants copies of the information, they can always send me an email or contact me, and I can email it to
Sure.
them.
Do you need me to leave any more packets? You don't. Okay.
I got
I don't want you to haul around a bunch of stuff or anything. So.
Well, I can't email paper.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate your time.
Good.
And you'll have a good evening.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet y'all too. Thank you
Here,
so
let me
much.
give you.
Okay, we get in and out that first little part goes really awkward.
Okay, you
Okay.
got to say a little to us? Do you
You're
think?
going to present about city online tools.
I am going to very quickly, but you're going to have to move.
Uh-oh.
Because the only way to really do this effectively is to actually show it.
Okay.
And hopefully.
Am I in your way?
No, you're good. We'll give this a second to come up. And hopefully the computer did shut down, timeout, all that. And the reason that we put this on the agenda is because there have been some services and some different things that have been added to the city website. And a lot of people may not go out there on a regular basis and may not be aware of what all can be done out there. So this will be very quick if it will hurry up.
You want me to
Should we
use
get the
that?
other light? I can do it.
Okay. It's doing something.
Is that-
Why is it not showing me on the screen? Now I need a light to see.
You need a light? It's just slow. It's just a computer.
It's just. Alright, let's try this again. Sorry. I have to log back on. Maybe that'll make it come alive.
You see, that's copyright 1985, 2001. What year is it?
Are you asking what is the current year?
Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah, some of
They haven't
them.
copyrighted some of these things in 11 years or something.
Some of the stuff is kind of old that we use. Okay. And get to the city website. Come on.
Oh yeah, no, that's my stuff.
Okay. So here we are on the city's homepage, and just one of the main things that a lot of neighborhoods may find useful, or neighbors that they aren't necessarily aware of, is there is a citizen service request. Basically, most of the typical neighborhood complaints, you can actually file these online. You don't have to wait till office hours and call. So you can do it right when the instance happens and your memory's clear, or if it's the middle of the night. You just click that citizen request for service. I'll go back and show it again. Citizen service request right here under the quick links.
I noticed barking dogs is at the top of the list.
That's an alphabetical list. It's not, and there are actually several other items. These are just some of the more common ones. When you begin the request, you'll see there's a nice long drop-down list of all different kinds of
Looks nice.
items. It's not necessarily just complaints either. You can, there's a smoke detector request. There is just notifying the city about a storm drain that happens to be blocked that you notice. And then of course there are things like trash, complaints, problem with wildlife.
The reduction of wildlife habitat in some of these yard people.
I don't think that's one that's in here, but
You have two unsecure structures.
there are, and I'm not sure why there are two there. That's
Maybe one's supposed to be an insecure.
actually there were two different type in the past. I think one was just unsecure, and the other was like a major safety hazard. And I think whatever that distinguished the two has been removed from that line. The same with the storm drain blocked. I will mention that to somebody tomorrow. Potholes, if there's a concern with the playground equipment, if something's been damaged, if there's vandalism in parks or graffiti anywhere in town, they can report any of this. So there are a lot of things on here that people don't realize they can report online.
So you would select something, and then would you go
You would
to
select one of these,
proximity?
and then you give a description. Give as much information as you can. What the address of the issue is. It's helpful the more detail you can give, of course. But if it's like a pothole and you don't know the street address that it's directly in front of, maybe at least the block that pothole is on the street. And you just kind of go through the form. It asks you, that's a big part of what it's asking you. And then if there is no specific address, you can actually give more detail. If it is a street light that is out, like the electrical, the regular street lights at night, not a traffic light, then you can report them on here and they are forwarded on. The city actually doesn't take care of those, SWEPCO or the electric company does, but each of those light posts have a number on them. This is, in this bottom box is where you would put that light number. They can't do anything about it until they have that number. But if it's reported here, the city system does forward it on to whoever that company is. And then the next, this won't forward without me filling out all that, and I don't want to put something fake in the system, but the next screen basically asks you for contact information if you want to be contacted about follow-up, whether it's by email, phone, your address, your name, if you want to submit that. It is not all that information is required. And then it gives this has been submitted, and it gives a service request number. You can hang on to that service request number, and then later you can come back and see what the status of it is. So you can see if anything has been done, or if it's been completed, or what stage in the process it is. So that's a very, very useful tool that a lot of people are not aware of on the city website. Any questions about that one?
Oh, that's really great.
Okay.
The choices, I mean, you guys can keep stats on something that's in categories like that.
That actually does go into one of the city's systems. It's called Hanson, that we use to track different things, and based on which of those choices, it automatically goes to the department that takes care of that.
But there are some assumptions made. Was there a category there that I didn't see, other or something?
There wasn't, and that actually is something that I think maybe we need to recommend. Actually, I think there was one in the past, because I've given this demonstration before, and there had been one previously. So I will ask about that, about getting that in place again. It may have been that there was a problem with those not getting to a person.
That's my neighbor, by the way. If I can
Is it?
interject this. He lives just across the street from the new apartments on Government Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
And he did not say this when he was interviewed this weekend, but by the newspapers and the TV stations, they kept asking him questions for details about his World War II experience and how it's different from now. Young people, it's hard to think of what you would want to talk about. But I had to bite my tongue there. He's speaking with the other man, and I don't know where he lives, but they're both World War II. But anyway, I kept expecting him to start saying what he said to me about the apartments going up there instead of the cemetery, and what he said about the water that's going to be routed through his and under his house. But he was very polite, not saying just what he thought of the situation. But he's a good person. And I was glad to see his picture on here.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the Memorial Day events
But,
that our volunteer photographer was at and was taking pictures.
Well, one thing about that other thing,
Yes.
some of those are geared to code enforcement things that are traditional. And,
Right.
somebody may have a certified city, what's the exception for a natural yard, and have a National Wildlife Federation certification of their yard.
Right.
And somebody whose feelings about the diversity of nature are not the same as that particular person may call in a complaint about that. And I'm not sure code enforcement at this point would automatically go out there and say, well, to the person who made the complaint, well, you see, this is certified, it meets the requirements. And for instance, I would, if there were a place, I might want to comment, so this lot that's clearly in the riparian zone has not been mowed in the past, but lately they've been mowing it right down at the stream edge. And I actually saw a city code enforcement sign on that lot telling them to mow it. And it occurred to me finally that even the code enforcement person who put up that sign or made that judgment, and certainly not somebody, if somebody really complained about it not being mowed, even is aware there's a stream there. Because I was talking to somebody and I said, you know, this is actually within the 50, not on that spot, but another. This, you would not have to mow this because it's so close to the stream. And he said, what stream? He just thought it was a line of trees.
I don't know. We'll have to.
People,
Yeah.
you know. But I'm saying that there are alternative things that many people would complain about that are not listed there, and we can't even guess what they all are.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
And yeah, I would find out about that if there would be another option or why that was removed. And of course, there are contact information throughout the city website. There are lots and lots of ways to contact city staff without having to actually pick up the phone. But that was just one of those specific ways that had a lot of the items that neighborhood people frequently contact the city about.
Yeah,
Okay.
To me, that's a more positive, and I can finish fairly quickly. I can get it
Right.
done and go on,
Yeah.
and I don't have to start trying to find people to talk to.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, I've reported street lights out that I noticed on the way home, and it was, in the middle of the night, and there's no way I'm going to remember by the time I get back into the office the next day. So, I've used it for that.
The alternative on the streetlights that I use around where I work is I get the number and then I go down to their offices go in a certain place and talk to someone, give them the number. So this method, I like it.
Yeah. Okay. There are some other options. We now have the online billing services, and there are lots of different options for this. You can pay your utility bill online. You can submit your business license online. You can sign up for one of the park's facilities. Street and transportation invoice. I have no idea what that is, but we've got it on there. The water and sewer invoices. You can rent the dumpster online. You can, if nothing else, you can fill out the application and submit it through these. Your monthly parking space and hang tag. That's for, the downtown or the residential area.
Do you know how much discount you get by having that?
I don't. Sorry.
This parking lot out here, the red meters, the 10-hour meters, you can $90 a quarter. That's what it costs. I buy one every quarter.
So that's a big saving for you working at.
Well, it's working on the assumption that you're going to be spending so much a day anyway.
Yeah. So there are lots of new tools, ways to take care of your business with the city without having to actually come down to City Hall. And the list is growing all the time.
Now that is something new on there about.
That is.
The not having to pay an extra fee if you use a credit card at the water department. Something.
Yes.
That's added this past year.
I believe so. Yes, that is. They were able to change the process in some way so that it didn't cost the customer.
I think I remember when the city council voted to do that.
You can also, if you don't have access to the government channel anymore, or you can watch it live streaming on the internet. This is relatively new in the last year. Luckily, we're not one of the live meetings. Right now, they're showing the animal shelter.
And Julie,
yes.
I don't remember you mentioning it when you showed us this once. You didn't show it quite as well, maybe, but the share button down here at the bottom.
Yep.
Let's see show us what that has.
The share button. So you can send this in an email to other people. You can either copy the actual link, or this share button down here, when it opens, it gives you different choices. You can share something on Facebook, Twitter, and there are actually 320 different ways that you can share different types of media, depending on what you use to connect with other people electronically.
And I've actually used the depending on what system you're using, depending on my old computer, if I do, the share thing is different. One of them allows you to actually embed, and you could embed it into like a blog and a person, and then send a message to them to look there.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can do it with this one. I know that you can do that from the city's YouTube channel.
Yeah, well, it would be, yeah, sure, with YouTube,
yeah.
But just this system is different depending on the age of your computer.
It is.
It is. System and that.
Yeah.
But you could also record from a line on my old one up there where well, down on that platform. Anyway, there's a share thing, or no, that's not it. But anyway, just under the dogs left shoulder.
Yeah.
Where the time is, right below that, there's a button that, on the old system, and I can still do it with both computers. And I can actually record it to my hard drive.
Really?
And
it may be something that isn't possible on this city computer
well, it's,
because there's certain security levels. And
but this is probably an update from that one. That's
this
probably,
is,
yeah.
yes.
And
Yeah.
it has that link works great when you put that in.
Absolutely. And this shows up on any video that's on here. That was when we went to the live streaming. If you go to online video and agendas, over here under quick links, you will find links to all the city public meetings. Most of them over the last year, some even longer. And then some other programming, the mayor's town hall meetings, of course all of the city boards and committees. You can view past meetings, and if they had an agenda with agenda items, you can look at the agenda too and actually go to that agenda item within the video. It doesn't work for all committees, but it does for definitely the City Council and Planning Commission. So if you're wanting to find out, watch that video about one specific item, you don't have to watch the whole meeting. You can go to it directly. Of course, council neighborhood meetings are on there. We don't have the agendas linked because we don't have that long of agenda. Then there are also some other groups like the Fayetteville Forward Economic Accountability Council. Their meetings are on here. The Fayetteville History Minutes, the Mayor's Corner interviews, and then a lot of other different programming that's put on here over the last couple of years. So that is available through the city website at any time. And those are ones that, again, you can share just like the others. Let's see. There are notifications on here about street closings. A lot of people may not know that we have the cone patrol on here, and if it'll open, it's updated pretty frequently, a couple times a week usually, and it's they list where there's going to be street construction, water line construction, a lot of the items that could potentially close a street or close at least a lane, cause traffic delays, so they keep that information on here. There's of course the city newsletter, which is on here, and these are of course all the things listed under neighborhood resources. It's your Good Neighborhood program. That's where that handout that you want to take to maybe new neighborhood people, kind of just welcome them to the neighborhood, but also let them know about, if they're new to Fayetteville, some of the more common city ordinances. This is where you get the form to register your neighborhood association. We've got a guide to forming a neighborhood association, so if you don't have one and you're interested in finding out about it, you can get that here. Yes, sir?
Would you open the part of the list that shows us how many actual registered neighborhoods there are? List of those.
Okay, there are, and this is actually, these have been active within the last 2 years. These are not the ones that have renewed for this year. But we still want to try to provide this contact information to the public if they've provided it at some point.
Yeah, people don't know, won't necessarily have heard from their representative or that there is one.
You may not even know if you belong or if you're within a neighborhood association. This is where you can find the contact information if you are. But to find out if you are in one, we actually have maps that you can put in your address and search. And that is, if you don't find it under quick links, you'll find it under tools. There is an interactive maps option under tools. And you can go to the neighborhood organization map, open it up, and the option for find a street, you can actually put in a street name. And of course it will show you, and Isla Street is actually in the Wilson Park Neighborhood Association. You can find out if you're in a historic district, what ward you're in. There are actually quite a few different layers that are available on that interactive maps page. You can find out if you're, what the flood data is for an address. They've got old land records, if there's a master street plan, or if there's something, street improvements planned, zoning, what the zoning is for a property. So there are several things on here that could be useful at some point, and it's available at any time. People can go out and find that information instead of having to wait until the city's opening, call the city, and try to get the right person to get them that information.
Well, this has certainly been improved since I've looked at some of these
Yes.
categories.
Yes.
Right.
There's quite a bit on there, and they're trying to add information as they find out that's really needed by the community. So if you see something that you think just really should be out there and isn't, contact us and we'll see what we can do, or see if it's something that might be able to be added. So that's another very useful tool.
For people that might see this on the air before,
Yes.
that one night next week they're going to talk about the trail project for South Fayetteville. Can you find where that there are some parts, a couple of different PDF, whatever, portable document files that have been shared by some people, but not everybody gets those by email. Do you know where that map would be on this?
Which, is it the planned trail or an existing?
The planned expansion of.
I could try to
Trail
find it here
south.
for you in just a second. Sure. Just this, these are some other ways to follow what's going on with the city. Facebook, we have a city Facebook page and a community link Facebook page. City and community link Twitter. If you know how to use RSS, you can receive updates that way. Of course, a link to the YouTube channel, because the city does a lot of its informational programs on the city's YouTube channel, and then you can subscribe to be notified by email. Now, a lot of people used to contact me and say, I want to be added to the neighborhood email list. This is how they do it now, because the large email lists, our city standard email system was getting bogged down, and that's what we paid for this service for. So there is an option. There are all kinds of different categories of ways you can be notified if you're just interested in stuff about parks, or just community news, or if it's just related to financial, like the budget and things like that. There are several categories, and you can just pick which ones you want. You don't have to get notified by all of them. But this is a good way to find out about city meetings, all different things that are going on within the city. And it gets to your email box, or a lot of them are also SMS text capable now, so you can get a text message. The emergency alerts are also part of this. So to be notified about emergency alerts, you can do it through there, or through this big red link right there in the center. And they've started trying to send those out when there's a weather alert, tornado warning. The city's actually paid to have our dispatch office, because there's always somebody at dispatch, send those out through SMS text, so you get it right away. Okay, the trail improvements. I believe that would probably be under parks, under the trail page, I'm hoping. Of course, Parks and Recreation. While we're here, you can get maps to all the different parks. This is where you can also make reservations of different facilities. You could get maps of the trails. I don't think a lot of people realize that we have a lot of city parks. And if I can get to that page that has the list. Oh, okay, this is a lot of the trail information. Here are all the city trails, and these are a trail-specific map and information. Under parks, you can get very specific information about a specific, or about a park and a map. Of course, you can adopt a trail or park, and they've got the volunteer applications on here. You can be a trail trekker. You watch information about the trail trekkers or volunteer to be one. The trail construction program. This may be where that new okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. If you want to find out where proposed trails are going to be, or where they're looking at them. Here is a recent trail project map. Here's the master plan with the existing, or with the current projects, current planned projects. And then there's more specific, it zooms in and really gives you more detail about the different ones that are planned. And these are the ones that are future, or either in the process or being in the planning process.
The one that's coming up for this meeting this coming week,
Yes.
is the Frisco Trail Extension South.
Frisco Trail, let's see. Frisco Trail Southern Extension Site Plan.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
And it is a PDF document that shows what the current proposal is. So if you're not really sure what they're talking about, like what the area is, you can go and find that information on here.
And recently there was an article about that proposed tunnel that the state highway department was not happy with that, the idea of building it under there. So that's going to be part of the discussion at the meeting.
Yeah.
This coming week, which you can learn about on this.
Absolutely,
also.
you can get the information on. Another fairly new development is under development services. You can actually go and view developments that have been submitted. So you can actually go in and see if you have heard that there's something that's on the Planning Commission or City Council agenda, and you want to see the actual package. Let me see if I can get this. And I'm hoping I know how to do this. Page and then open. Aubrey, do you do these? There it is. There it is. Okay, it's under View.
Okay.
Open FTP site in Windows Explorer. And let's see if it actually. I have to go. There we go. Okay, things that are in development review. Like the project at 555 Maple.
Right.
I know that the Wilson Park neighborhood was concerned when they saw an amendment coming through. This is what I did. I just went out to the public site, got the items that had been submitted last, and that was actually the approved one. Applicants are the ones that are currently on the list that are going through. Like the Cobblestone 3 project's been talked about. Arvest building, you can actually go in and view the PDFs of what's been submitted. So that way you don't have to actually come into the city office to see what's in the file.
And if you actually go to this, you may learn that you want to comment
Absolutely.
on these subjects, even though you've never thought of it before. And for instance, it says the tree list. These guys have made a list of trees that are on the site. They're required to make it at their expense. But then the tree coordinator or administrator or urban forester, they be called now, will have a look at those trees and see what are more critical to be protected. And quite often the public's shocked that certain things are removed, and it's simply because
They just
haven't
weren't.
looked at this list.
Yes, they weren't following.
But you can do that on any project.
Absolutely.
And now that you've got this, you don't have to go to, what I've done so many times is go down to the planning department and they get out the big sheets. And
Right.
I want a copy and it's $80 or something because it weighs 20 pounds.
Yeah, now you can actually view it online. Absolutely. Another popular area is, of course, everybody loves our animal shelter. You can actually go out and view the current pets up for adoption. I've done that a few times myself. A couple, actually. We have 2 results from that. You can sign up to volunteer with the animal shelter or find out more information about it. They've got lots of different opportunities for volunteers out of the shelter. There's a lot that can be done through the city website. And it's not always the easiest way to find it. And so that's why I wanted to come and show you some of it. And at any time, if I didn't cover something that somebody wants to know if they can do it through the city website, feel free to send me an email or give me a call, and I will send you a link, instructions, whatever is needed. There's just a lot of different things that you can do through the city website now, and we are continuously adding more. And one of the final things I want to show is Community Link, which is a new site. It's separate from the city site, but we are providing it. I don't know what that's doing. Okay, this is where not only can you find about city events and meetings, but community members and community groups can submit their information about their events and share it. We're trying to help people find this information in one spot. So,
And there's the one I was asking about when we found the other places.
Yes, absolutely.
Briscoe Trail on the 7th of June.
And people are using this to get information. It's been live since August, and we've got over 300,000 unique hits. So there are people using it. So it doesn't have to be a specific event. It can just be information about a program. You do have to register to post information on here, but it's as simple as registering for Facebook. Or you could actually use, if you have a Facebook account, you can register and log in with that. There's a calendar, so people can check events and download them actually to their calendar if they use Google Calendar or Microsoft Outlook. There's also a list of resources on here, but this is another tool that we've provided to try to help people get information that they might need or want. And the link to this one is actually Access Community Link. The link to the city's website is accessfayetteville.org. And there are a lot more. I could go on for another 3 or 4 hours, but I'm not going to do that because we're past our time.
Yeah, you can stay up all night on this website.
You can.
Have a good time.
There's a lot out there. You can actually find out about jobs and get notified. The HR department, this is a new thing that they launched this last year. You can be notified by email about any job openings, and you can submit your application, your job application online. So that's a new system that was launched this year. There's a lot out there. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
It's great, thank you. I learned, and I've used it a lot, but I saw new things. And appreciate you showing us.
Are we all?
I think we're done.